Sam in Antar, I always screw up his name, says that Letitia James will be in handcuffs before long. And he went through the proof of all the crimes that she's committed. Yeah, it's a big deal. Then I watched President Trump's um, cabinet meeting. That was impressive. He held the cabinet meeting in the open in front of cameras. I don't remember any other president doing that ever. Cabinet meetings were always behind closed doors, make shady shit deals. Hey, Julianne. So, Sam Antar is a accountant that got into trouble like 20 something years ago, did some time for fraud, and has turned his life around. And now he's an expert on accounting fraud. Yeah, I saw that. California is going off the rails. Um, and he said that Letitia James will be in handcuffs soon. He was on the Benny show yesterday afternoon, and he went through the list of dozens of crimes that she committed, not just one. He said each time she got a home equity loan and didn't list the the building as a 5 unit building, and then he showed a picture of the building. It has 5 separate electrical boxes outside, 5 separate water meters, 5 separate gas meters, etc. He said each time she did not list it as a 5 unit building is a separate crime. He said each time she didn't list it, she was defrauding the mortgage company and the insurance company of money that they were due. And he said this has been going on for 20 years. 20 years. Yeah. He had pictures of the building, pictures of the electric meters, 5 separate electric meters, and so on. 5 separate doors. He said this is straight up fraud. Yeah, that would not surprise me. And he said that the fact that she put in uh, papers before she signed the documents in Virginia that she would not be a non resident, he said is immaterial because she signed the mortgage documents on the day of closing that her and her niece would be residents there. He said, once you sign it on the day of closing, saying that you will be a resident there, he said, anything that you have signed beforehand is immaterial. I thought that was interesting that what you signed on the day of closing made everything prior to that immaterial. No, she cannot, because she's the Attorney General of New York. She must be a resident of New York. And the fact that she's putting on a property in Virginia that would be her primary residence disqualifies her from being Attorney General of New York. And she signed a power of attorney so that her niece could do the closing for her. And what do you want to make a bet? She throws her niece under the bus. You're right. That's what Sam was saying, that the paper she signed on the day of closing is what creates the fraud. He said anything she signed before that is immaterial because she signed on the day of closing that she would be a resident. He said, so the fact that she signed before then saying, no, I'm a non resident is immaterial because once you sign on the day of closing, that paperwork takes precedent. I thought he went over it very well and was very easy to understand. Yeah, and how much you want to bet she throws her niece under the bus, says that, and ends up saying that her niece did this without her knowledge. Oh, that would be good. Hey, the guy Scott Jennings from CNN just announced he's considering running for Senate in the state of Kentucky to replace Mitch McConnell. Yeah, witnesses saw her sign the documents. Mitch has said he's retiring, that his he won't serve another term. He's already done his goodbye speech to the Senate and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, Mitch is done. You know, Mitch's ending is pretty sad because back in the day he was a good solid conservative, and over the last say 10 years he's turned into mush, just another rhino. We need rhinos out of the government. I always liked her. I always liked her. But I did not like the way she did Trump, the last Trump administration. Signed her resignation like 3 months before the end of the term. Yeah, Elaine Chao. And we know that Mitch has TDS, among other issues. Yep. There's been rumblings at Apple that Apple is moving out of China for 6 months or so. But it was a good cabinet meeting. I was thinking about this. I don't know any other president that held a cabinet meeting out in the open in front of cameras. And I loved Marco Rubio's answer to CNN. CNN asked him a question. He said, I would never tell you that. I thought that was funny. She actually expected him to answer her question, and he says, I would never tell you that. Good. So, I'm going to do some research on the death of Virginia Giuffre tonight because there is a guy who posted on X that he has proof that Virginia was murdered. that it wasn't suicide, that it was a look like suicide kind of thing, that she had posted signs all around her farm. But I want to know what kind of signs. I don't want to jump down the rabbit hole before I have some proof. You know what I mean? That's funny. Chris Murphy, one of the most corrupt senators, said in Trump's first 100 days, he has normalized corruption. Coming from the most corrupt Democratic senator. Said what he's doing is making his corruption out in the public. Then it's not corruption, you moron. Corruption is stuff done in back rooms, private deals. People are stupid. Yeah, yeah, I saw that. How was he able to do that? Get $1 million deposited to his campaign and then give that $1 million to someone to be a million in debt because they said that his campaign, right before he got elected, I think this last election, had over $1 million, and now he's $1 million in debt. Well, where did that money go? Right? That money had to go somewhere. That money, oh, excuse me, that money had to go somewhere. That's why I'm a firm, my attitude, oh, excuse me, my attitude is we should never give any country cash, ever, because cash is fungible. They can move cash around and not record where it got put at. If you do a bank transfer, you can transfer it from bank to bank and you can put for this, for that, and they have to use it for whatever it's labeled for. Yeah, he needs a barber real bad. Yeah, that would take a change in the Constitution because the Constitution only says the president must be a natural citizen. Ugh. I think if you have done something like married your brother, that should be an automatic disqualification. You're out. Or as Trace Adkins says, she's out, next in line. He's got a song called Hey Batter Batter Swing. And these guys are all trying to get this girl to go out with them. And they're asking dumb, stupid questions. And he looks at him and says, she's out, next in line. All right. Hey, we have 5 people on YouTube listening in. Welcome. Let us know where you're from. I appreciate all of my followers. Be sure to like and share and subscribe. Hitting that like button doesn't cost you anything, it's free. Yeah, come say hello is right, Julianne. Now it says 6. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Back to 5. Okay, that's all I got for you today. Hey, Zach, we were wondering where you were. We was quite worried about you, buddy. Yeah, Letitia in cuffs. That will be epic. I'll have to figure out how to share somebody's stream. I'm supposed to be able to do it real simple. You did? I'll have to double check. Because we was worried about you. We hadn't seen you for quite a while. We wondered how you were. Yeah. Oh dear. Is everybody okay? So we were talking about Letitia James and we kind of got off the rails. But Sam Antar, I always screw up his name, said that each one of the times that she remortgaged the home and put 4 units instead of 5 is a separate crime. Well, I'm very sorry to hear that, Zach. Don't like to hear about anybody losing their life because of a storm. Wow. Yeah. Sam Antar said that each time that she remortgaged the home and listed it as 4 units when there's 5 um, electric boxes or meters, electric meters, and it's listed as a 5 unit home. He said, so each time she listed it as a 4 unit home is a separate felony. Yeah. And then there's a whole thing about what she did in Virginia. That from the moment she signed that she was going to be a legal resident of Virginia, that disqualifies her from being AG of New York. Because in New York, the AG of New York must be a resident of New York. And the fact that she signed papers on a house in Virginia stating, I will be a legal resident here, means that from the date that's signed, she's no longer qualified to be AG of New York. Yeah, a whole lot of stuff going on in that circle. Sam Antar was on the Benny show yesterday. All right, I'm getting off of here. Thank you all for checking in. We love and appreciate every one of you. Thank you, and have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow at the same time. Bye now.